All right, everybody, welcome to Jobber Bros episode number 12. I'm Johnny Rude here with Donnie Smokes, and today we are going over the Ring of Honor Final Battle 2022 pay-per-view. We're doing a review recap on it, briefly touch on some of our favorite matches, the outcomes of each matches, and what transpired. It was a very exciting show. Wouldn't you say so, Donnie?
100%. We, obviously I think you know which match is my favorite, probably your favorite, and we'll get to that when we get to it. But, for what Ring of Honor always has been and what it currently is now, even with not doing too many televised shows, and, when it's going to be televised, which Tony Khan kind of touched on in the media scrum afterwards, which is some exciting stuff. If you haven't seen it, go watch it if you're a big Ring of Honor fan. But yeah, the whole match from top to bottom was banger matches, and they were really fun to watch, and it's so hard to not keep my eyes on. Playing a game, and you're just like, I don't even know what's happening in the game anymore. It's all about Ring of Honor.
Yeah, no, they never failed to disappoint. The last pay-per-view with Ring of Honor was really good also. They're far and few between. Hopefully that changes in the future as, hopefully they iron out a TV deal and get some more TV time for these amazing wrestlers. A lot of AEW talent showcased as well, of course, but there's a great amount of Ring of Honor peeps in there as well as that put on a great show for us all here at home and in the stadium.
Yeah, it was, you always know it's a good pay-per-view when you're excited sitting in your own home without having to be there, and you can feel all the energy and all that stuff going on. So it was really, really cool.
Yeah, so let's get into it here, folks. Again, as always, we appreciate you listening. Before we get started, if you could just smash that like button and subscribe. We're creeping up on 150 subscribers, hoping to get to 200 by Christmas. That's our Jobber Bros Jobber Christmas wish. So we'll see if we get there. We're actively chugging along. But anyways, we're just going to quickly run down the 0 hour pre-show. Go over we'll just pick our favorite match and why of the pre-show. And yeah, let's get started. So it started off with Cobb defeating Dorado, who I think was formerly Grand Metalik in WWE. So that was cool seeing him again. He's a good luchador. Jeff Cobb, absolute beast of a man. Made pretty quick work of Dorado. Was a good match, but good opener to the pre-show, I'd say. Then we had JAS, part of JAS. We had Matt Menard, Daddy Magic, and the Cool Hand Ange. Ange ended up pinning Isom from the Shinobi Shadow Squad. They were versing Isom and Cheeseburger. That was a pretty great match. Very entertaining. Both teams very entertaining, especially Cheeseburger and the members of the JAS. We had Willow Nightingale defeating Adora. This was a great women's match. Willow Nightingale, they're really pushing her in AEW, and it was nice to see her little spotlight on the pre-show of Ring of Honor as well. And lastly, which is probably the best one of the pre-show in my opinion, was Top Flight defeating the Kingdom. Top Flight always puts on an amazing show. The finish to that match, I don't think I've ever seen that tag team move in my entire life. And then, Donnie, you pointed out to me one spot that I kind of missed when it looks like Dante is literally floating in midair. Like, it's wild.
Yeah, that was definitely a wild spot. I think that was the only... I did end up missing most of the pre-show, so that was like the only match I saw. Because for some reason I thought the pre-show didn't start till 4, but that was the actual pay-per-view itself. And all of a sudden it's like 3:45. I'm like, oh, the pre-show's on. But yeah, that was definitely always love watching Top Flight with Dante and Darius, and good to see Darius back now after being out for so long with injuries from a car accident, I believe. Yep. So yeah, it was good to see him back in action. It was good to see, Top Flight again.
Yeah, collectively, because Dante's good as a single star for sure. He's really climbed up the ranks, showing he can do it solo if he needs to. But them as a group, the two brothers, it's a sight to see. They put on a great show. It was cool. The Kingdom, being I believe they to be heels, but they actually showed respect before and after the match to Top Flight, which was cool. And that's what Ring of Honor generally prides themselves on, being that aspect of respect.
Yeah, their code of honor, heel or face, you're supposed to shake before and after the match. The only people in Ring of Honor that were holding titles in Chris Jericho and Danny Garcia of the JAS were not doing that because they were trying to disrespect everything Ring of Honor was and is. So, you know, that's the code of honor as they call it.
Right. So, well, we know your favorite 'cause it's the only one you saw. My favorite happens to be the same. Moving right along here into the main card of Final Battle, we had ROH and Dralistico, which is his actual brother in real life, versus Blake Christian and AR Fox. Winners, surprisingly to us, because we did not pick these, was AR Fox and Christian. And the ending was a little bit fucky, if you ask me. But we'll get into that. What are your thoughts on this one here?
Yeah, so it was a really good match, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm totally confused with the ending. I don't even know what happened. All of a sudden, it was over, and there were chairs, and they were outside the ring. But it was a good match, nonetheless. It definitely wasn't. I guess maybe more so it's because of the ending, and I really don't know how it ended. It was like my least favorite match of the night, but I mean, Roosh we've seen on AEW a lot. He's a really good wrestler, and it was my first time seeing the other two, I believe, who I think are actual Ring of Honor wrestlers or talent, and it was a really good match. I'm just, if you could help me figure out the ending, that'd be great.
No, yeah, I think it was botched totally by the ref. So AR Fox went in for the pin to Dralistico. He kicked out at 2. I saw the kick out. I'm sure everyone in the crowd saw the kick out, and the ref called for the bell to be rung. And even AR Fox got up and looked confused, like, "Wait, what the fuck? I won." And then the beatdown ensued after that. But yeah, it was. And then shortly after that followed a justified "you fucked up" chants from the crowd to the ref, because he certainly did. That was a seriously botched ending. But overall, before that, very good match. Honestly, won't lie, not a huge fan of Blake Christian. I feel like AR Fox really carried most of the match. And then the other tag team is great. I love Roosh and his brother, but as far as the faces in this, AR Fox he's legendary. I'm so happy AEW got him on board.
Yeah, absolutely. So, good match. And yeah, hopefully that ref learns from his mistakes.
Hopefully. Also, I love the take the L title hanging up there. I meant to mention that to you the other day.
Yes. It's been there, and for some reason my camera is now in a wider view for some reason. I don't know, but I like it, so it catches more of my stuff I kind of got up there.
And yeah, that's title. Our old pay-per-view picks title belt, which leads me into real quick your new pay-per-view picks champion, Johnny Rude. I squeaked it out and took the belt home for this pay-per-view. I think the final score was 18, 15, and 14 amongst the three of us that contend for it every pay-per-view. And so took it away this time. But I know there's another one coming soon. So I think it's WWE. I'm not sure. Nonetheless, we'll see what happens there.
I don't even know what comes next. I don't even know what pay-per-view's next.
So much fucking wrestling.
But
yeah. We got next match was actually a championship match for the women's championship. We had the champion Mercedes Martinez, longtime vet of the business, versus Athena, formerly known as, what the hell was her name? Why did I even say that? I don't remember what her name was. Come on, help
Ember
me.
Moon.
Ember Moon. There we go. Formerly known as Ember
I was
Moon
like,
in
I was
WWE.
waiting for you. I was like, Ember Moon.
I had a serious brain fart. Ember
It's all
Moon.
right.
Now Athena. Cooler name, anyways. Athena is your new Ring of Honor Women's Champion. This was a great, great match. Better than any match fucking Ronda Rousey can put on as the SmackDown Women's Champion over on the other side of the fence. Great match. I loved every minute of it. It's definitely a banger, back and forth, crazy action inside, outside the ring. And yeah, we got a new champion for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and I've always loved Athena when she was Ember Moon, which is why I remember the name, because she was when she was in WWE as Ember Moon, she was one of my favorite women's wrestlers. So then to see her in AEW is really cool. I mean, obviously a show I watch a little more of these days, and you know, yeah, that's why I remember Ember Moon. But banger of a fucking match, absolutely, 100%. Back and forth. I mean, both those women can slug, no doubt. We know Mercedes Martinez can slug. You know, Athena in the past couple weeks, we have seen her slugging away. She's normally more of like a, high flyer kind of person, not so much with the ground game. But lately, it's been crazy with the ground game. She has been wreaking havoc and causing chaos, and it is great. I love it, and it's really cool that she's the new Ring of Honor champion, because I don't think we've seen Mercedes Martinez on AEW in a while. Ever since she was like with Britt Baker or some shit like that, right?
It's been a
So
hot minute, yeah.
yeah, and at the time, I guess she was an AEW talent. So with her being the Ring of Honor champion, why not bring that to AEW? But now it's definitely going to be brought over there to AEW with Athena holding the title and wrestling on, dark elevation and Rampage most of the time.
Yeah, definitely. Was this the match, or was it a different match I'm thinking of, where they ripped the turnbuckle off? Athena,
That was this match. That was this
right?
match.
Yeah, she ripped
did.
the turnbuckle off and then smashed her face into it. That was crazy.
Back of the head.
Yep. Also, no more mechanical wings for the entrance, so that was nice. Those were kind of retarded looking, stupid looking. Wasn't really a big fan. I like the old wings before they got destroyed. But yeah, overall, great match. Applause to both of these ladies. Was great showing. Next was a pretty heavy hitter with an outcome I predicted almost completely correct. Was Shane Taylor and what's his name? JD versus Swerve in Our Glory, which was Keith Lee and of course Swerve. We were both surprised seeing these two teamed up again after the drama they've been having. But yeah, of course there was more drama.
Yeah, of course. And I felt like the drama was undeserved, and the outcome after the drama was perfect. Was kind of like a shove in the face, with inevitably Keith Lee getting the pin.
Yeah, and then just like Lee walked out on Swerve, Swerve ended up walking out on Lee this time around because, well, Lee kind of fucked up and punched Swerve in the face on accident at one point in the match, which Swerve got pissed about, but he was pissed from the beginning anyways. Swerve went to, or Lee, on the entrance ramp, he went to, give him a fist bump, and Swerve ignored him and just started walking to the ring. So animosity's just been building and building between these two. It's foolish of Lee and Swerve to try and tag together. There's no more Swerve in Our Glory is swerving into shit. It's just that's it. It's RIP, end of the tag team. But we're going to see some amazing feuds, I feel like, between these two. Some great promo packages going forward. Probably culminate to Winter is Coming, or maybe what is after that, Revolution, I think. Who knows?
It'll probably culminate to the pay-per-view, because Winter is Coming is, I believe, this Wednesday.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. I think it's this. I think it's this coming Wednesday is Winter's coming. So there's not enough time for a build up like that. I think we're going to see some stuff from them on this coming Dynamite, like not in the ring, outside of the ring kind of stuff. But I think it's going to culminate, and they're going to have a big feud, a massive match, just to literally try to destroy each other in the next pay per view, which I believe is Revolution. I think Revolution usually starts off the year in February, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're not going to see another pay per view from AEW till then. But Revolution is always a really really good one to watch. It's when you don't want to miss. It kind of sets the tone for the rest of the year for the pay per views, and usually runs true, throughout the whole year. But yeah, so Swerve in Our Glory is definitely done, or they're going to try to work it out again, and somebody's going to get pissed off again. Either way, this is either going to be a really quick feud or a really long feud, and it's going to culminate to the two of them beating the shit out of each other, possibly a couple times.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm here for it. It's going to be a great time.
Oh yeah.
Then we got a wacky match, to say the least. Was very entertaining, very sports entertainment esque, but nonetheless, it's nice to have a little dibble dabble of that once in a while. We had Dalton Castle and the Boys versus the Embassy, which is Gates of Agony and Brian Cage for the 6-man titles in Ring of Honor. What are your thoughts on this one?
I think the best comment of the night throughout that whole match is, why does Dalton Castle and the Boys sound like they're in Mario? I was like, because that's all I can think of now. Just, it was
Mario.
Dalton Castle. Oh, yeah, look at that. There you go. Dalton Castle and the Boys are actually really good. I've only ever seen Dalton Castle wrestle. I haven't seen the Boys wrestle. So it was cool to see that whole, and I'm still confused, and I said it yesterday, and we talked about it. Why do they call it the 6-man championships? It's trios titles, essentially. When I was doing
6 beefy boys in the ring.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, whatever. But listen, great match overall. I like the Gates of Agony. I like Brian Cage. I like Dalton Castle. Now I like the Boys. So it was a really cool match to watch, man. You'll never get to witness the power of the peacock unless you watch Dalton Castle.
Yeah, I'm sad to see them lose the titles, but anyways, we have new 6-man champions in Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, the Embassy. Cheap plug here. Make sure you go check out our shorts. I made a pretty goofy short in reference to the Super Mario sounding boys. Brian Cage launched one of the boys over his shoulder. And he's like, "Woohoo!" And I added some little things behind it. It's quirky, but yeah, all in all, very entertaining match. I loved it. This is probably one of the most ones that I was engaged in and focused on. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this one. Overall, it was a treat to watch.
100%.
This next one is kind of a grudge match. These two men have been back and forth, duking it out. We had Daniel Garcia versus Wheeler Yuta for that Pure Championship. Garcia is the one that took it off Yuta a little while back. Yuta was coming for blood. He wanted his title back. Pure rules. And I think, who was the one that broke the Pure rules first? Was it Yuta? Like a closed fist to the face or some shit?
Yeah, I think Yuta broke the rule first, I believe.
Yeah. So
So he got a strike, and then he also used all 3 of his rope breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to point when the match ended, Danny Garcia still had all 3 of his rope breaks.
Wow.
So
it's keeping him away.
Yeah, it's but through a lot of the match, Danny Garcia wasn't in the position where he needed a rope break until the very end, when he definitely could have used it.
Yeah, now he was getting unloaded with elbow shots from Yuta, or eventually, Yuta knocked him out and got his title back. But it was batshit crazy. High quality. These two young guys can put on bangers. They mesh really well together. Both are excellent professional wrestlers. Even though Garcia is like bipolar, doesn't know if he wants to be a sports entertainer or a wrestler, but hopefully he figures it out once he passes puberty. Just kidding. We love you, Garcia. Um, but yeah, all in all, this was a great match. Not my match of the night, but these guys put on a show every single damn time, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I said it in a video a while ago, and I might have said it in the predictions video. The Pure Championship is one of my favorite titles and favorite matches to watch with all the stipulations, because you're only allowed to do, certain things, only open hand, no closed fist. You're only allowed to get 3 rope breaks. You can't pull hair and do stuff. So we have yet to see a true Pure Championship title match, obviously, because Danny Garcia is not so true to that code, you know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
with Yuta, it definitely elevates that Pure Championship title, and we get to see more pure matches. But it's one of my favorite titles with all the stipulations. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe Yuta defended a couple more times. Hold on to the belt a little longer. But who I think would be a good like pure rules opponent for him, Miro.
Ooh,
Yuta versus Miro, and Miro just
that
beats the
would,
shit out of him.
yeah,
And Miro can
yeah.
win clean. He's a hard hitting grappling. He can play by the rules, and he can do it either
Mhm.
way. Play by the rules, play dirty. But I think he's been out of the picture too fucking long, and I feel like that'd be a good if they don't want to have him go against Joe or anyone for the TNT title again. I think the pure title would be a good spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the two companies now in AEW and Ring of Honor, it's really easy to kind of bring it back and forth. I know they're gonna eventually get rid of that, where you're not gonna see as much Ring of Honor opportunity on AEW, but we're getting there with Ring of Honor. But Miro would definitely be a really good challenger for that. And I was trying to think of who else would be a really good one. Nah, I can't think of any. you know. So, Miro's a good pick for that, 100%. I could maybe see maybe John Silver. He's not really a dirty player.
Yeah,
He plays clean. We've never really seen him do anything, cheat like that in the ring. So
yeah, no, not really. That's a good call out. Um, Moving on to one of the last matches here of the night, and this one was just batshit crazy. We had FTR and the Briscoes for the ROH tag team titles. Give me your thoughts.
it was fucking insane. It was my favorite match of the night.
All
I'm
right.
sure it was yours too. No, maybe I'm not so sure, but
Mm. No, yeah, it
uh,
was. It was.
it was 100% best match of the night. The next match we're going to talk about is my second favorite, but um, yeah, it was the Briscoes are nasty tag wrestlers, man. They can not only take a beating or really give a beating, but they can take some shit.
Yeah, we were like fucking faces were all gory, bloodied up, and like fucking 2 minutes or less into the start of the match.
Yeah,
They're just like already battered and bruised.
they were using
Fucking
that
crazy.
chain, the
Chain.
fucking double dog collar, man. I've never seen that type of match before, and I know there hasn't been one like that in Ring of Honor. There hasn't been one like that in AEW. I've never seen a double dog collar in WWE. Hell, it's been a long time since we've seen an actual dog collar in WWE. It was
Mm-hmm.
fucking Ring of Honor is the place to do double dog collar, people. I guess
Yeah.
so. It's fucking. It was insane.
Yeah, it was fucking insane. They were whipping each other with the chains. They were choking each other, wrapping around each other's necks. Dax fucking tried to wrap the chain around his head and then do like a nosedive onto the one Briscoe brother.
Oh
It
yeah.
was just fucking mental all over the place. But they wore white trunks out to the ring, FTR, and by the time the match was done, their trunks were completely red. Like especially Dax's, just fucking blood red. Um, Crazy shit. Unfortunately, FTR has lost the ROH titles. A lot of people online speculating this might be the beginning of the end of their long time reign of these titles. IWGP, AAA, now Ring of Honor is of course gone. Some people think they're going back to the WWE in a couple months. Which would be sad because I love them, but I mean they haven't held the AEW titles in quite some time. They just lost against the Acclaimed, so if that happens, it happens. But truly one of the best tag teams in history, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I feel like, I remember watching them when they were on WWE, and WWE compared to AEW, I feel like they belong, their personalities, their style of wrestling is more AEW than what they were in WWE, and even more so than what WWE is now. Like, you don't see too many people that have their style. Like, I mean, two best examples are them and Samoa Joe and their style of wrestling, right? And how it fits more into what AEW does than WWE. But yeah, I hope they don't go back to WWE.
Me too.
We'll see.
One of the last times they were in WWE, they were fucking shaving each other's backs in the locker room in the
Oh
segment.
yeah, feud with Jay Usos and shit, and they filmed them, and then they
Yeah, that was
were
under Vince,
posting.
so I'm sure
Yeah,
Triple H wouldn't do that shit. But um, nonetheless, I mean, I wish them happiness, whatever works out best for them. Um, truly great team, and I mentioned to you last night, I would any day of the week would prefer seeing like a best of 7 series between them and Briscoes than Death Triangle and the
oh
Elite.
yeah,
100%. I
that
think they
best.
just fit so well.
I think they would be dead at the best of 7 after what last night was.
Probably be
Yeah,
the
but
retirement match.
yeah, I would definitely enjoy that more than this best of 7 with the Elite and Death Triangle. Like, I like the Elite, I like Death Triangle, just as best of 7. Oh, why? There is so much other talent that you have that can take up that time.
Because it's
Yeah,
I guess the EVPs. I don't know.
I don't
But
know,
in any
but
case, Briscoe's won by submission. Dax never tapped. He passed out. And it was a kind of
correct.
dramatic and sad scene because, Cash was reaching to grab Dax before he passed out, trying to pull him out of the ring. He was being held back by the one Briscoe brother. And, yeah, that was that. We got new Ring of Honor tag team title champions.
And yeah, and I believe the Briscoes are now 13-time Ring of Honor tag titles,
Yep.
which is another thing that they're going to be renowned for, in the years to come, and when they're done wrestling in the ring, 13 time. By the time they're done, they'll probably have 18. Who knows. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, really, really awesome match. Best match of the night for me.
Yeah, no, that's my match of the night as well. Loved seeing those two teams. So entertaining, so captivating. Every element that you want in a wrestling match: the violence, the drama, the storytelling, the emotion, and
Yeah.
just the skill of wrestling. Everything's there. A++ for me. It was a sight to see. Um,
Yeah.
but moving into our second to last match here, we had Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson for the Ring of Honor TV title. Joe ended up retaining. This was a good match. I don't really have too much to say about it. I think I may have had to do laundry. I missed a portion of this match, but you got any key points you want to touch on?
Yeah, not really key points. I mean, the match was really good from start to finish. It was really smooth. It was, it was a heavy hitting. Juice Robinson is pretty good with what he does. His style's a little different than what I usually like. But it was a lot of fun to watch. I love Samoa Joe, so it's always fun to watch the Majesty or Highness, as he likes to call himself now, as the King of Television.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the first time I've really seen something from Juice Robinson. I think maybe he had a match with Moxley, and I don't know if I saw it. But yeah, it was really cool. I'm glad Joe retained. I think he deserves to retain, and keep the elevating those titles, which is what he does best. And that's pretty much it. It was just a solid match. There was nothing that really super stood out to me. It was just the whole match itself stands out because it was just solid across the board. There wasn't any mistakes. Everybody stayed right in tune with what they needed to be doing, and they moved from beginning to end.
Yeah, very good. Just traditional wrestling match. Straight up two big dudes wrestling. Joe with the multitude of submission attempts. It's a great match. Ultimately, Joe got him with the Muscle Buster with the 1-2-3, retaining the title. And Joe definitely deserves it. He deserves a nice long reign as champion. I'd like to see him, with, I don't know if he's going to keep holding both TNT title and television title, but because I know Wardlow wants at it again, but we shall see. And then we move on to our main event. Chris Jericho, the Ocho, versus Claudio Castagnoli for the ROH World Championship.
The ending of this match was my favorite, but
it's very contrasting online. But I agree.
Yeah. What are people saying about it?
People were just like, "What the fuck? How is that a submission? That's not a submission." And other people were like, "What the fuck do you mean? If I got swung around that many times, I would be submitting too. I can't fucking see. I'm dizzy as fuck. I can't, So I don't know. I think it's definitely qualifies as a submission. I think it's a very clever idea of a submission. There's been way worse submissions and endings to matches in history. But overall, I think it was a great match. I think, I think overall, I would have preferred the main event to be the tag team title match. However, I think that was the main event on the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view. So they kind of wanted to put these two behemoths in Jericho and Claudio up against each other for the world title. So I don't know. It could go either way. Kind of just going off topic here as far as that goes, but it was a great match. Jericho never disappoints, and neither does Claudio.
No, neither disappoint. It was a great match. It was really just funny and cool to see, I guess, that the people who lost the titles won them back from the people they lost them from. I don't think you see too much of that ever. You usually you see somebody, they have a title, they lost the title, they try to fight that person again, they lose, somebody else wins it, then they get a new title shot. That's what you mostly see. This it was really cool to see that, and just him submitting him with the swing. So
he was so confused. He was so dizzy. He was stumbling. Another cheap plug about our shorts. Sorry, I'm chewing on ice right now. I made a short sped up of him swinging him the 30 times. It's pretty funny. And then at the end of the short, you can also see how dizzy, Claudio kind of falls back in the corner.
Yeah.
And but
shit,
yeah,
I'd be dizzy too.
Yeah, and I'd probably still be dizzy today.
Yeah,
almost 24 hours later. But But yeah, that's
yeah. It was an
that's
excellent card, you know, the whole show from top to bottom. Even the like what you would maybe call your least favorite match was like still a great match. You know, it's not like we say,
yeah.
that was my least favorite because it sucked. No, it was it was a great fucking match. You know, all of them were. So I wasn't disappointed with anything on that pay per view. And you know what was really cool about it too is it didn't really make you feel like you were watching an AEW pay per view, even though there were a
Right.
lot of AEW wrestlers. It felt like you were watching, a Ring of Honor Final Battle pay per view because of the different people that are there and the type of matches that they were having. You know, it's great. It was really cool. So I enjoyed that factor in watching the pay per view as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the whole atmosphere was different. You know, the way the entrance ramp had the steps, like Ring of Honor does. The light setup was different. The ring, everything looked different. It felt like a different show, different feel, and unique set of wrestlers that all come with their own offerings and talents. So
Yep.
kudos to Tony Khan and everyone else involved, all the talent and everyone behind the talent. Putting together such a great show. I did put up a poll on YouTube. See how it's doing. I did put it up earlier just to see what the votes are at. Come on, bring me to my channel, bitch. How would you rate Ring of Honor Final Battle 2022? There was 44 votes so far. 64% gave it the highest rating of amazing. 2% gave it good show, which is next level down. 2% gave it was I, which is the lowest score, and then didn't watch was 32%. So a lot more people got to give Ring of Honor a chance. And I think, because it's a great show overall. There goes my wife going through our live video and turning on the light. Good thing we're almost done here. So, yeah. Last time it was your mom. This time it's my wife. Yeah. You never get away scotch-free, I guess.
No, that's all right. It adds character.
Yeah. It's the elf on the shelf. It's going for a late-night drink at the bar. In any case, watch our shit. Jobber of the week. Best shorts on YouTube. TikTok. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll be up on podcasts. I'm gonna dump a shit ton of episodes on podcast services later, because I've been falling behind again. So, any final thoughts here, Mr. Smokes?
Nah, it was a great show. Nothing to worry about. No, it was a great show. Just, we really enjoy this. We hope you guys enjoy it as well with the card break videos that, you've been doing. Johnny Rude's been doing most of. I threw up a small one, but I had some technical difficulties that night with my camera. Hit the subscribe button, turn the bell notifications on. Thank you for all the subscribes and follows on YouTube and TikTok, and stay on this journey with us. We're going to keep rolling with this as long as we can. We enjoy it, and we absolutely love doing it.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started. So again, thank you everyone. Your pay-per-view picks champ, Johnny Rude, Donnie Smokes, signing off. Peace out, jobbers.